In today's world are plenty of huge controversial and polemic discussions with large debates where no real consensus is reached on the problem because of the diverse opinions and in most cases the moral issue that accompanies the topic. Some examples of this are death penalty, transgender people participation in sports, legalization of marijuana, euthanasia, censorship on social networks, immigration problems, among other controversial topics. Today, we are going to talk about a very broad topic which affects all people, specifically women. We will talk about abortion, which is, according to Oxford, the deliberate termination of a human pregnancy, most often performed during the first 28 weeks of pregnancy, and discuss whether it should be legal or not in Chile. We believe that it is very important to legalize abortion in Chile.
Firstly, we need to address both points of view. We'll start by talking about different facts and opinions that the pro-life uses to back up their arguments. Some of these would be, for example, the fact that in Chile abortion is only legal if the pregnancy is caused by the famous three causes that are a direct risk to the mother's life, a lethal condition or sickness on the fetus, and a pregnancy due to a violation. These causes, even though they do cover some of the most common reasons for abortion, they do not cover all of them. The most important one would be that it's not covering the fact of, for example, an underage pregnancy or just a mother that is not in a position where she is capable of being a good or functional mother. Between these causes, it is not covered the fact that there can be an accidental pregnancy on an underage couple, therefore most probably destroying this couple's futures because of having to raise this child. Also, studies have shown that about 40% of Chile's population was abandoned by either one of their parents. Therefore, by not giving the parents the chance of aborting the baby, we are encouraging them to either pick to abandon it or, just like I said before, ruin their own life. We are bringing children into the world that will not live in the condition where they will turn out to be good civilians. Research and evidence show that both abuse and neglect are associated with short and long-term negative consequences on the children's mental and physical health, learning ability, academic performance, and social and behavioral development. Lastly, but not less important, in Chile, even though it's illegal, clandestine abortions still happen, so by prohibiting them, the only thing we are really achieving is to make these abortions insecure and dangerous to the women that need them. Illegal abortions can cause complications such as bleeding, infection, uterine damages, and even death. So the best thing we can do would be to legalize abortions to all of these causes that there might be for us to have a happier and safer country.
Now, after presenting the arguments of the pro-life side, we are going to explain the main reasons why many people oppose the legality of abortion. To begin with, abortion is incompatible with the Chilean Constitution Article 19, Paragraph 1 that guarantees the right to life and mandates that the law shall protect the life of the unborn. In this context, a new law on elective abortion will violate the principles of the current constitution. Going further, abortion also violates human rights, Article 4 of which recognizes the right to life in general from the moment of conception. Legalizing elective abortion could be interpreted as a breach of this obligation and put Chile in trouble with other countries. Another challenge to legalizing abortion is the poor functioning of the public health system in Chile, and how this would only further overload it. This could happen because a 2023 systematic review done by Biomed Central estimated that 34% of women experience clinical depression after abortion. Also, clinical literature such as National Library of Medicine of the US indicates a global complication rate of around 2% such as hemorrhages, infection, and uterine perforation. For all these reasons, critics conclude that expanding abortion adds even more burden to an already collapsed health system, when public policy could focus on prevention and perinatal support. Moreover, thanks to Instituto Nacional de Estadísticas INE, Chile already faces a historic fertility rate of just 1.1 children per woman and a rapid aging trend that will double the population over 65 by 2050. In this context, legalizing elective abortion could accelerate the decline in births, deepening pension deficits, labor shortages, and the fiscal burden associated with health and care. Therefore, those who oppose propose prioritizing pro-family policies such as subsidies, daycare centers, and rapid adoption, among others, to support women without further reducing the birth rate.
Now, let's look at a real case where a woman loses her life due to an illegal abortion in Venezuela. First, it is important to recognize that abortion is illegal in Venezuela and can only be performed if the mother's life is at risk. In this context, Rosemary Rusbeli Palma Rodriguez, a 20-year-old woman from Guatire, Venezuela, died on January 30, 2022, following a clandestine abortion. The procedure, performed by an unqualified gynecologist, led to severe complications. The procedure caused her to develop a serious infection, which likely resulted from unsanitary conditions or improper techniques during the abortion. This infection led to prolonged bleeding and a systematic inflammatory response. Her body's reaction to the infection caused her condition to deteriorate rapidly. Without adequate medical treatment, these complications became life-threatening, ultimately resulting in her death. In particular, the case exemplifies the risks that arise when abortion is illegal and women resort to clandestine solutions with potential complications, even leading to death. In conclusion, the debate on abortion has many perspectives and a consensus on the issue will probably never be reached. But thanks to the arguments we have presented previously, and also thanks to Rosemary's case, we believe that it is very important to legalize abortion in Chile.